going to talk a little bit about prophecy in this video because there there are people that seem to think that they know what prophecy is, and they've studied prophecy and all of that they feel like they know things about prophecy and prophets, and they've never prophesied at all. Not once have they prophesied. And so I will say real quick, because I know I did make a series where I said um, in the series I said I that the Lord does give wisdom, understanding, and insight and knowledge of things, and sometimes he does do that, like for example, marriage. For somebody that is not married, I do believe, um, for somebody that has not experienced marriage yet, I do believe that God can give knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and insight. Um, you know, I do believe that. However, when it comes to prophets and prophecy and prophesying, that's something that the Lord, have to prophesy. You have to be a prophet or have the gift of prophecy and actually prophesy it to know what you're talking about. You can't be somebody that just has studied prophecy. You actually you know and so I have given prophecies, not always on here, but just last night I gave a prophetic word, or three prophetic words, to America. And so I am somebody that has prophesied, so I can speak on it and tell you that if you have never prophesied, maybe your mouth should be looking more like this and not like this. Like this. You know, and so, because there's theologians out there, that will, say that uh, a prophet has their mark, and they'll say what a mark is. Like they'll give a example, like they'll go through the Old Testament, to some kind of prophecy, like when the prophecy of Jesus being born, and they would point to that and say, well, that's a mark. Well, no, that's not necessarily a mark. Um, prophecy, prophecy really um, is done because God has already seen it come to pass. Um, and so therefore it's not really a mark. It's just something that has already come to pass. It's already happened in the spiritual realm. And and so when somebody prophesies, they are seeing that thing that has already come to pass in the spirit. It just needs to be brought forth in the physical realm. And so um for somebody in the Old Testament to prophesy about Jesus's birth, obviously the only reason why they were able to is because it had, like in the spirit, it had already happened. number one. And then number two, it was something that was going to happen. It was something that was bound to happen. It was something like that was literally going to happen. There was no, if it will happen. It was just a matter of when. That's prophecy. Prophecy is not if, it's about when. And Jesus's birth, same thing. It's about when, not the if. And so it's not really a mark. And then there are those that will say, well, prophets of the Old Testament would mark themselves with the number 7 to show that they were prophets of the Lord. Well, okay, I'll ask this question. What evidence do they have that they can fall back on that suggests that that's a true statement? What evidence do they have? They don't really have any evidence. There is no evidence to say that Elijah got a number 7 tatted on his arm or chest somewhere. And besides, the number 7 prophetically is a prophetic number for new beginning. So if the number 7 is prophetic for new beginning, how can the number 7 be used to say, oh, I'm a prophet of the Lord? Furthermore, okay, let's just say that was, true, and I'm a false prophet of the Old Testament, but I want to be sneaky and, I want to claim that I'm a prophet of the Lord. Well, think about it. It's really easy for a false prophet to just stamp themselves with the number 7 and say, oh, I'm a prophet of the Lord. Look at me. I have this number 7 on my chest or on my arm or on my hand or what. Like I'm a prophet of the Lord. So it doesn't really seem like it would be something that the prophets of the Lord, because somebody with the number 7 could still be a false prophet. That's what I'm getting at. It's like you can easily put a 7, mark yourself with a number 7 and still be a false prophet. So that's not true. And I mean, where in the Bible does it talk about that prophets, had the number 7 and all that? So there's just many reasons why you cannot, be, have that claim to, say that prophets, have a mark and things like that. Like that's not even biblical. And so, and then those people, those theologians that have, in biblical scholars that have studied prophecy, they have never prophesied. I guarantee you they have never prophesied in their life. So why would anybody listen to them? In fact, they sound like hypocrites because they're saying what a prophet is and what a prophet isn't, and they haven't even prophesied. Yeah, hypocrite, you're not a prophet. You don't even know what prophecy is. Why are you trying to tell people what a prophet is and what a prophet is not?